All right. Hey, ladies and gentlemen, all across the globe, welcome to another edition of Power Connections with Kevin Vaughan. And I got to get right to it because I have an awesome and wonderful and powerful guest today. Julie Riga, how are you doing today, ma'am? God bless you.
I'm doing fantastic. Thanks for having me today.
Oh, thank you for your time, man. I tell you, I'm honored to have you. I'm surprised I even caught your time, to be honest with you. She's such a busy lady, ladies and gentlemen. She's one of the most powerful ladies on the planet, too, as well. And you're going to hear about that in a little bit. Well, Julie, we're going to get started here. But ladies and gentlemen, listening live right now, thank you so much for joining me. You guys are so faithful, all my audience around the globe, and those listening later on. You guys on TikTok, LinkedIn, Facebook, of course, X, guys, you're going to be there, alignable.com. And a matter of fact, where's my other ones there? Instagram, of course, and TikTok. I mentioned that earlier. YouTube is going to be on my YouTube channel.
Wow, you're everywhere.
Oh, yeah, we got at least 7 different platforms we got to be on. And we're just excited about trying to catch you, Julie, trying to catch up with you a little bit as well. Well, Julie, we always like to, so much going on the planet. I never want to forget that. A lot going on. Not everybody can do what we're doing and enjoy what we're doing and what they do as well, but a lot going on today. Any encouraging words, any things of empowerment, anything you'd like to say to the audience before we get started? Thank you so much.
Thank you. Thank you. So there's a couple of things that I love to tell people. The first one is the story you tell yourself, the story you tell yourself about yourself is the most important story you're ever going to tell. And so we need to tell ourselves some really good stories about ourselves because there's a lot going on in the world. And we want to be able to fight against that, to stand up and stay courageous in times that are difficult. And so we need to be the keeper of care when we speak to ourselves in our minds.
Yeah. Oh, I love it. I love that, Julie. Julie, on my side, today you got to have some tenacity. I mean, really, you got to be tough, tenacity, say, I ain't taking this no more. I'm doing what I need to do to get things done. That sounds like you, Julie, a little bit too, as well, being a tough lady.
Well, yeah, I mean, and it's a journey, right? It is a journey.
Exactly.
The one thing that we celebrated this year or
Yeah.
just this month was
Yeah.
the
Yeah.
10-year anniversary of my father's passing. So my father was a big part of my life. And right before he died, I don't know if I told you the story, but right before my father passed away, he left me his biography to finish.
Oh, really? Oh,
Yeah.
wow.
And so for 2 years, I finished my father's biography. But the whole theme of the book is resilience. And it's about, what happened is I found myself at 33 years old with a 9-month-old daughter, and I was facing a divorce. And my parents had moved to Florida, and my dad was calling me on the phone and saying, Julie, if the world falls down on your shoulders, brush it off and keep going your way. Stay on course. 7 times down, 8 times up. And life is going to knock you down, but you need to have the courage and the faith to keep going.
Oh, I love that, man. Man, I honor your dad for that, man. See, that's what dad's supposed to do to their daughters and sons, right? You're supposed to impart something like that into them so they can keep going, guys. Wow, that's a great story, Julie. Thank you so much for sharing that because you don't hear that unless you ask people or get to know people a little better. So thank you so much for sharing that, guys. And I'm sure you guys probably have some similar stories where your mom and dad just gave you that encouragement. Keep going, never give up. You are way better than what you see because we haven't learned what we are yet. We're working on that every day, aren't we, Julie?
Yeah.
I love it. Amen. Thank you so much for that wonderful story. Folks, get your toughness on, right? Get that toughness up. And matter of fact, if you need some help, Julie can help you later on with that as well. She is a wonderful, wonderful person in that area. Yeah, she can help you with that one. Hey, guys, let me tell you about her bio real quick before we get into the questions here. She is a speaker. She's been on TEDx. How many times have you been on TEDx?
Just one time.
Okay,
one time.
Great. Yeah, that's wonderful. Yeah, I got a couple friends that have been there. They've been trying to get me to do that as well. That's a powerful area. So excited for you about that. She's also a trainer, folks. She's also a leadership coach. She's certified now. We don't bring anybody on unless they're certified by somebody on the planet, right? That's credible. So she has it in her resume. She's also a learning consultant. She's an author. And I didn't know how many books, Julie, how many books have you authored?
It's just the one right now, but I'm working on more.
Yeah, exactly. I knew you was. I just didn't know what the number was. So more to come. In fact, I think one of my colleagues, he's releasing his book this week as well. So I got to have him back on to talk about his wonderful book that he gave me a pre-release on. So I appreciate that. Hey, podcaster. She's also a podcaster. Stay on course. Hey, we've been talking about that, haven't we? Yeah, stay on course. Folks.
Well, the book is called Stay on Course. The podcast is Stay on Course. And yesterday I checked it out. I'm in the top 3% of all podcasts.
Wow, that is awesome. Congratulations. Wow, that's wonderful. And ladies and gentlemen, she's a musician as well, and a vocalist. Now tell me about that. Now, what's that mean? What instrument do you play there, Sister Julie?
I play the guitar and I dabble with the piano, but in my early 20s, I did a lot of singing and songwriting. Yeah. So I really wanted to be a singer-songwriter, and I ended up actually working in the music industry. Do you want to hear the story? A little story?
Yeah. If you got time.
I worked at the Edison recording studio in Manhattan, and I was a production assistant there. It was one of the first jobs that I had. And then the other thing, the very interesting story, I was a personal assistant to a rap artist.
Oh, really? Wow, that's great, sis. How'd you get that gig?
Oh my God, it's such a long story. But have you heard of a gentleman named KRS-One?
No, I haven't.
So KRS-One is he was they often known as the father of hip hop. And
really?
Yeah, I worked with him when Biggie and Tupac died. It's a long story.
Wow, we'll have to come back and talk about that sometime. It's interesting. Yeah.
It's a very interesting story. But yeah, I did spend some time working in the music industry, and then I started working. Then weirdly enough, I ended up working in pharmaceuticals. So I spent most of my career getting a stable job because I was a single mom and I had to climb the corporate ladder. And so in many ways, I understand what it's like to be the provider of a household, right? Because I was. And so
that had to be. I mean, there was no choice. It had to be. Yeah, certain things we have to do. I mean, you can't even call mama and them, daddy, them. You got to do it yourself and figure it out. That's amazing. Yeah.
And I never wanted my daughter to lack. Like, that was my whole thing. I didn't want her to understand like that we were going to struggle for money. So I kind of overcompensated and just went full throttle on my career.
Yeah, absolutely. And that's exactly what leaders do. We have to lead, right? No, I mean, we didn't know that. We know it now, but we lead. Julie, that's what we do, folks. Hey, guys, thank you so much for joining us on Power Connections. My wonderful guest today is Julie Riga, and we are talking about entrepreneurship and business and shift in business. And I wrote down before we got started, Julie, I wrote down everything in business must be reassessed. Would you agree with that today? We got to look at everything again, don't we?
Yeah, well, especially now with AI, if you haven't really indoctrinated yourself, you need to.
Yeah, exactly.
I mean, the acceleration of the work that you do with AI is incredible. And honestly, if you are not using it, you already lost the game because you cannot keep up with the pace. No. And I think that, I don't think I would have a business right now if I didn't have AI.
Right, exactly. Yeah. Matter of fact, I've incorporated some of the tools of AI into my consulting, and it's paying off big time too as well. And when I had to figure it out, I had to figure out where's this all going to fit in my business model. That's the key, Julie. I didn't know that until I figured it out. So, but yeah, it's all good, and we're going to keep it moving. Matter of fact, it's so interesting, Julie, because I look back, I said, wow, business was going at a certain angle, and then it went 90 degrees AI. All of a sudden, it just changed. I mean, really in a day, it changed to another whole angle. I said, wow, that fast. Everything that was before the other angle is gone pretty much, just old news as well. That is amazing. Wow. Well, guys, we are getting ready to dive into some wonderful interviews here, questions with Julie to talk about business today. We want all my CEOs, presidents of companies owners of businesses, no matter if you got a franchise or if you got a home-based business and you're scaling up and moving forward. And how about this, Julie, my brand new entrepreneurs, we love them the most, the brand new ones who say, man, I got an idea, I'm ready to go, but I don't know what to do. That's where Julie comes in at, guys, and we're going to talk about that a little bit today. But Julie, let's get started on that and talking about that a little bit. We just talked about AI and automation and so forth, but from your experience, what's some of the critical areas that we as leaders in business are going to have to shift to and be conscious of as well as we build our businesses?
The first thing is our time. I want to go right there to time management because in order to become the small business owner that you dream that you can be, you need to have a very high level of awareness on how you're spending your time and what you're doing. And so one of the first things I work on with people is time management. We work, in fact, my program, we meet every Friday for 1 hour and we just work on time management because it's that important. Yeah. And so when they come, it's every week we are planning for the next week so that Monday, when you wake up in the morning, the whole week is planned out for you and that your calendar is stacked the right way, meaning that if you're a business owner, we need to spend time. I call it yellow time. I call it hustle time. 80% of our time needs to be spending on lead generation, sales calls, meeting new people, those kinds of things in order to run your business. Most business owners think that they need to spend time developing content.
Right.
And I mean, that's true to some extent if that's your method and you're an influencer or you're just using social media. But depending on what you have, most of the sales are happening one-to-one.
Right.
So that's the thing. And as small business owners, you can't hire a closer. You can't hire a lot of people right now because you don't have the money. You need to be able to do that all yourself. And so what I've been doing over the past 2 years is helping small business owners learn the skills that they need so that they can run their business by themselves and position themselves for growth so that one day they can be the true CEO of their organization.
Absolutely. I love that. Matter of fact, while you was talking, Julie, I wrote down 3 areas I'd like for you to discuss too as well. We got to have a plan. You already kind of alluded to it already. We got to have a plan. We got to have a strategy. But most of all, we got to also have a team in the future as well. I know that's probably later on down the process, of course. But can you talk a little bit about those 3 areas, plan, strategy, and team building later on?
Yeah, so the plan comes in what I call playbooks. We design playbooks for business. Gotcha. And so when we work together, we have multiple playbooks. I have a sales and marketing playbook. I have an operations playbook. We have a finance and accounting playbook, and I have a playbook for a CEO. Because the CEO needs to understand themselves. They need to understand what story they're telling. There's a lot of things. There's a lot of growth work for the CEO. So oftentimes I am doing Myers-Briggs with the CEO as the very first foundational tool that we're bringing into the mix. Because as the CEO builds the company, they need to become the leader that they need in the future, right? So that journey starts in the beginning. And we can tell, by the way, you're going to love this, by the calendar and the colors of the calendar and the mix of the calendar, I can tell the small business owner when they're going to need to hire their next person. So like the calendar tells a lot. Because if you're really stuck in the weeds and you're bringing in income, it's time to hire your first person. And so that first person that gets hired is an administrative assistant.
Yes. Oh, I love that. Absolutely. And I have to tell you, Julie, one of my biggest errors is that area right there. People don't have a plan for their team when they're ready for the team. They've got to at least put the positions in place, at least that part on your org chart, minimum, and then fill that in as they go along. But Julie, I wanted to ask you about how important it is for the CEO and presidents and CEOs and presidents of companies that are starting out, how they have to be they have to be trained. They have to not only have people who are trained, but they got to be trained in certain areas. Any particular thoughts about how much training I need as a CEO and president of my company so I know what world's going on?
Well, I think that's where coaches come in, right?
Yeah,
We customize the training for the CEO. At least I do.
yeah,
I'm a it's funny because I call myself I'm a consultant, I'm a coach,
yeah,
I'm a
yeah.
trainer.
Right,
I'm
as
sort of
needed.
I'm an advisor, right? I'm
Yeah,
an
exactly.
advisor to the
Yep,
CEO, and
yep,
as we go through the process, I'm teaching. So
yes,
I'm teaching them exactly what they need to know when they need to
right,
know it, and I'm teaching them through the playbooks. So
yeah,
you can like literally go get an MBA and study for 4 years, or you could just
right,
like come work
right.
with me and I'll teach you how to
Exactly,
do it.
absolutely.
Because what you learn, I have a master's degree in business and I have a bachelor's degree in communication.
Yeah.
But that was when I was young. I did that a long time ago. The
Hmm.
truth is that what you learn in those programs is
Yeah.
an overview of what
Right,
needs to get
right.
done. You learn an overview. You learn about how to
Yeah,
ask the right questions. Now, I would
yeah,
never tell anybody not to
right,
go get an MBA. Go get it.
right,
If you have the
right,
opportunity to get it, go
right,
get it. But my program, in a sense, acts as like a mini MBA for people
right.
that need to start businesses because
Yeah,
we're
yeah.
tapping into all the different aspects of the business.
I love it, Julie. That's brilliant, really. And ladies and gentlemen, we always want to encourage you to obviously get the higher learning, whatever you want to do, but understand that the higher learning system is not going to stay current. I'm going to tell you that much. They're not going to stay current. They'll give you, like she said, the basics and stuff and some good training and teaching. Don't get me wrong, it's wonderful to have all that, guys. But guess what? It's not necessarily going to be current, right? Because it's not designed to stay up to date on what's happening right now today.
Right.
But
Well, there's a
yeah,
gap, right? There's a
yeah,
gap
yeah, yeah.
between the learning and the
Big gap.
implementation.
Yeah,
That's where the gap is. It's between the
yeah,
learning and the implementation. And so
yes.
I have figured out a way to help them implement it so that
Hmm.
they can take it and put it into
Yeah,
practice right away. So if
yeah.
they watch what I'm doing and they use my tools, they can
Hmm.
operationalize the learning faster.
Hmm. Hmm.
So that's what I think has been missing in
Yeah,
traditional leadership coaching,
yeah,
manager training, all this
yeah.
stuff. You go
Right,
and you learn it, but then when it comes to the implementation of it, there's like a gap. And the person
right,
that takes the training doesn't
right,
necessarily know how to implement it inside of what they're doing. And that's where I come in. I fill the gap for
right,
them
right,
and
right.
I help them, like spoon feed it to them. I make it as
Yeah,
simple as possible because at
right.
the end of the day, it's like it's not complicated, but it is complicated, if that makes sense.
Yeah, exactly. It is.
I have that. I think that's the talent that I bring to the table is I
Yeah,
help take the complexity and
yeah.
simplify it.
Yeah, absolutely. I love it. Julie, I was thinking, I used to share this with people, specifically for families, right? And you got to go to a psychologist, right, to learn more about how to handle your kids. And the psychologist doesn't have any kids. So come on, man, what are you doing? If the psychologist never had kids, how you going to tell me how to raise my kids? So you got to think about that, guys. So we're talking about where Julie Riga, ladies and gentlemen, she has the experience. That's what we're talking about here.
It
Julie has
is. Yes.
experience of doing what you're teaching. That's what we're talking about, guys. We can give you backup plan, give you understanding of because we've done it and understand it and been there, done that type of thing. But we also stay current on the area. That's what I would talk about, Julie, is the fact that we have the experience. A lot of professors don't have the experience of business. Now they know the business from the book level, don't get me
Yeah.
wrong, but they never ran a business, no consulting, no income
Yeah.
from that, all of that. But that's the
And
part that gets me.
it's so interesting because thank you
Yeah.
for bringing that up because just yesterday and what I've been telling people is like
Yeah.
most of the problems are happening in the sales process. Okay. Most
Right.
people do not understand how to sell.
That's right.
And so I tell people, I'm like, listen, I'm going to demonstrate for
Yeah.
you the
Right.
sales process right now, even before you sign up with me, because I'm
Right.
going to take you through my sales process.
There
That's
you
what I
go.
say. Come with me. I'm going to take you through it. And, I'm
Yeah.
going to show you how I
Yeah.
go from not knowing somebody to bringing
Yeah.
someone into my program. And a lot of people take me up on the offer, but the
Yeah.
truth is I'm throwing them a lifeline. Okay.
Yeah.
I'm throwing
Yeah.
them a lifeline. This is their income. This is their
Right.
business. If they
Right.
don't fix the problem, if they don't learn how to do it, they're going to go get a job. You're going to
That's
go
right.
back and get a job that you're miserable at because you already tried that 17 times.
That's right.
So now you want to start your business. You
Right.
have to get help. Like don't do it by yourself because if
No.
you do it
No.
by yourself, the other thing I can say is this.
Uh-huh.
It's going to take you a lot longer. The trial and error to get to the place you need to be is going to be a lot longer,
Yeah.
opposed to like, let's work on it and get you ready in like a year rather than 4 years.
Oh,
And
I
I'm
love
telling
it.
you, it takes that long. It's a long
Yeah.
process if you
Yeah.
don't have the tools that you
That's
need,
right. Yeah.
and then like the higher level thinking around all of it.
Right, exactly. That's why you need a Julie Riga, ladies and gentlemen, to help you out and navigate that. It's going to save you a lot of time. Matter of fact, I was thinking, Julie, if I want to go to California and I didn't check with anybody who's ever been to California, I may be going east instead of west,
That's
So
right.
I
That's
didn't
right.
check with anyone. All I had to do is ask Julie. She would say, well, you need to go this way. And I'll save you a lot of time because I've been there. I've even stopped in Texas for a little rest. And then we continued on the journey. So the point is you
Exactly.
can find somebody who's done what you want to do, but also can prove it. Like she just said, you can actually prove to you guys or to the client what really needs to be done as well. Powerful. Well, I tell you, Julie, this is a good time for what I call a promotional break here, if you will. If people say, okay, Julie, I got it. What I need to do to get in touch with you? What's the best way? Is that the best way right there? Your
Yeah.
website?
JulieRiga.com. There is a
Yeah.
place that says connect in there.
Yeah.
You can get on my calendar. You
Yeah.
can join my
Right.
mailing list. Come to
Yeah.
some of our free things that we do. Join the
Yeah.
journey. Listen to my podcast. So stay on
Yeah.
course.studio. Follow
Yeah.
me on Apple. I'm interviewing small business owners and grabbing their
Oh,
ingredients for success. So it's stay on course
wonderful.
ingredients for success. And so if you listen to the podcast, you're going to learn different
Yeah.
aspects of the business that
Yeah.
you need to be running. And some of
Yeah.
them are really good. There's a lot of good secret ingredients in there that you want to be listening to.
Absolutely. Guys, you want to absorb all the information possible for your business, guys. It's going to save you a lot of time and money. So, guys, here's the website there. Guy, you can take a picture of this while you're looking now or, check them out. But definitely, matter of fact, Julie, because of this is seen around the globe here through my social media pages, I want at least 500 folks to contact you because she can handle some international business as well. You guys from around the globe can contact her as well and talk to her about your needs as well. Or if you got people in the States, right? In the States, say you want to refer over, you can do that as well. Matter of fact, Julie, as you know, ladies and gentlemen, when you're in business, you want to keep your overhead down and your profits as high as possible. So
Mhm.
know that you're in business to make money. I think sometimes we forget that, Julie, the people forget they're in business to make money,
Yeah.
you know. So that's part of what Julie helps you guys navigate through as well. That is incredible. I love that. So guys, go to JulieRiga.com and learn more about that. And you got to stay on course.studio as well there as well. But matter of fact, you know what, Julie, I love my young people, my young adults. Can you talk to our young adults because they're coming out brilliant. They're smart. They got ideas. But guess what? They don't have the network like we do. They don't have the way of, who do I talk to? They don't have mentors and mentees, that type of thing. So can you talk to our young adults because they ain't want no job. They want to start some.
They want to start a business, you're saying.
Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah,
Well,
yeah,
I mean, I think the thing to do is start networking on LinkedIn. Like everybody should be on LinkedIn
yeah,
and you shouldn't be afraid to link in with new people, message new
yeah,
people, have
yeah,
meetings with new people. And one of the things I would say to young people today is if your parents are still around and you have access to
yeah,
talk to them, talk to your
yeah,
parents. They
yeah,
have friends. Their friends have jobs. And
yeah,
so do an exploration, really start
yeah,
to think about what you want to do. I think the first, 5 years after you graduate high school or college, depending if you're
yeah.
going to college, is you figuring out what brings you joy, what brings you happiness, where do you want to serve in this world? And
Mhm.
I think if we can think about it from a place of service and
Yeah,
purpose, it's going to take you a lot further, and it's going to give you a lot more energy. Yes, we all want to make money, right? We do want to make money, but you don't want to become an accountant if that's not something you really want to do with your life, because it's not worth it. It's not worth the stress. It's not worth the anxiety of trying to live someone's life that's not yours. And so I think that if I was giving advice to young people right now, is find a life and create a life for yourself that's worth living, that you're excited about, and find a career that's meaningful and purpose driven.
Oh, I love it. And also too, young adults out there, entrepreneurs, presidents of companies coming up, I want you to contact Julie so you can get some direction. That's the big thing y'all need, is direction. You need some mentors in your life. I always say, Julie, at least have 3 mentors that are in your field of interest, right? That you need to help you out. But they've got to be successful, right? They've got to be able to show you what they've done themselves. You can interview all you young adults. You can interview Julie. Ask questions, right? Ask and find out about it. Do your research, right? Google. If you just put her name in there, you're going to get all kind of great stuff on there. Just put her name in there. You're going to get some stuff. But the goal is to make sure you have good mentors in your life to save you a lot of time. And boy, Julie, you can save them a lot of money too, because people be doing all this, buying that, and don't know why they're buying that. And then they say, oh, you didn't tell me about that. Yeah,
I can't even tell you how many people go and they spend so much money on coaches, and they're like, I didn't get anything out of it. And my program is not that kind of program. I have the real deal. Like, we do the real work together. We have real people in the program. I don't send you to a video version of me. You actually get me when we work together.
Oh, I love it. Yeah, I was writing down here, people want results. I know that. They want results. And guess what? You better show them what the results will look like. So, especially when you're not taking their money, but when they're going to pay you to do a job, you need to show them how this is going to all work out. And the people also want impact. Okay, they want an impact from their money as well, or their investment into you as well. So, guys, we got to be able to show that, and that's what Julie's all about. That's why she's on here, because that's what we don't play with that one, folks. We show people up front. Either we do business with you or we don't. because it may not be a good fit. That's okay. You may need to talk to Julie instead of me, right? That type of thing. So that's all good in the neighborhood. So I like that. Matter of fact, we gotta shift over to mindset. Julie, talk about that, please. Leaders gotta have a mindset for learning, winning, and be able to handle people. You gotta like people now. You gotta like people. It's important too, right?
Yeah. And energy, it's our energy that we bring to the table that is going to be a big deal. We can't show up like this every day. Nobody wants to work with you if you don't have a high level of energy and that you're going to bring something, to the table, right?
That's right.
And so mindset is super important, right? It's a story that we tell ourselves. That story. Yes. We have to start with the story, and we have to believe that anything is possible, and that we are, excited to do the work that we do. It shows up in every single thing that we do, and our energy. I love this idea that we're purpose driven, because there's an energy behind that. There's an energy behind purpose, and and that we're there not just for the money, but we're there to help people have an actual life transformation by the work that we do, a life and business transformation. And so I work with the business owners that I work with, also are speakers. They get on stage, they share their message, they become the celebrity CEO of their business, and they need to have a core they need to have it at the core of who they are, really. Because authenticity is going to be the highest level of frequency that you can bring to the table.
Yeah. Oh, I love it, Julie. Hey, ladies and gentlemen, this is Power Connections with Kevin Vaughan. I'm here with Julie Riga, ladies and gentlemen. She's one of the best coaches on the planet. And there's so much more there, you guys, because that's why I wrote it down, so I wouldn't forget all that wonderful titles there she has and also experience. So congratulations on all that, Julie. I was just thinking about your dad again, man. Your dad made all this happen by putting it inside you. Amazing. I guess it's already there. He said, he just wanted to help you bring it out. I love it. That is so wonderful. Hey guys, we are here talking to our entrepreneurs, our business owners, successful business owners. You may want to scale up. You may have to maybe go into another direction of your business, right? If you want to grow your business even different. So things like that are happening. So we're excited about Julie being with us today. Julie, I was thinking about that wonderful word transformation. That is a key word right there, folks, because you have to know where you're going. You have to also get there with the right information today and be right spot on today, Julie. You really can't miss too many degrees off of something, today. You got to be spot on. That's almost, what's going on, That's powerful. So that's so important. Julie, I just wrote down one of the things. I think you are an avid reader as well. But one of the things I learned over the years, man, prior to COVID, we were networking everywhere on the planet. We'd go anywhere just to be in the room with Julie, because she'd get ready to speak or something, But one of the things I learned over the years, you got to be excited about everything, folks, that you're doing. You got to have some excitement, Julie, just a little excitement. Now, guys, use wisdom, right? We don't ask you to smile all the time. We're just saying be excited about what you're doing.
Yes. It's gratefulness. It's thankfulness. It's walking around thinking about, oh gosh, I'm so excited about the next call. We bring that energy into the moment. And look, the reason why we started small businesses is because it was a higher purpose, a higher calling. You don't start a business flatlined. You know what I mean? You're starting a business because you have something that you want to bring and birth into the world, right? So there is a power and an energy to that can't be denied. Otherwise, you're just going to go get a job and put your head down and work, right? It's a different thing. We are creating something from nothing, right? There wasn't something there before, and now we've created something. So we truly are creators. Business owners, CEOs, founders were creators, right? And so with creation comes excitement and life and purpose and all of those things. And so we need to just keep remembering that as the hard days come, because I'll tell you this is what I do want to tell you. I was quitting every Friday for a year. I was quitting every Friday. And I'm very honest with that, because the business, sometimes it knocks you down. Alex Hormozi talks about it,
we're human.
It's thankless. It's thankless in the beginning until you build the momentum. But, that's why I say, don't do it alone. Have help, be with the community. There's no reason to do this alone. And that's why I created the program Before I Lead.
Yeah. Oh, I love it, Julie. Yeah, you're so right about that, Julie. It's amazing. I have so many clients around the globe there that heard from God on an idea and they stopped. I said, wait a minute, let's go back to who told you about your business. So, okay, you have to rekindle that, right? Or you just may have that burning desire to do whatever you want to do, right? Whatever that is. That's the part right there. That's why you need a coach, folks. That's why you need coaching. You need a trainer. You need a mentor. You need a resident skeptic, as one of my mentors would say as well. Somebody tell you you're messing up. You need to get back on track as well. So all that is part of that journey. But I tell you, Julie, we got to talk about and letting everybody know that when you get started, you're going to have some distractions. You're going to have some interruptions. Can you talk just a little bit about that? That's just part of the journey. I didn't know that till, I had to learn this, but now we can go back and tell everybody there will be distractions.
Oh, yeah.
Come on.
And that's what the time management piece is for, really. So it's to help you when you do get distracted, how to get back on the track, right? So if something comes up, and that's the beauty of being a small business owner, that you can take time for your family, you could do things. But then if something comes up on a Tuesday, let's say this afternoon, I get busy, I can work on Saturday, I can work on Sunday. I know that, there are ways around this. It's not about dropping the task. It's about moving the task.
Absolutely. I love it. Well, Julie, I want to give you guys, I'm so glad you guys are listening. Hope you all taking notes as well. Again, we're talking to Julie Riga, ladies and gentlemen. And I want you to go to her website. I want you to sign up for everything that's on there, get your appointment in place as well. And I'm encouraging everybody, especially my TikTok family, but they don't play. They be jumping on everything. So TikTok folks, they're gonna need some help out there as well. But I want at least 500 people from our network guys to sign up, or at least contact Julia and see what you guys need as well. But Julia, I want to give you some final words here, if you don't mind. I want you to give us a call to action, your final thoughts to our business owners and entrepreneurs listening today, and also to anything else concerning today's business environment. Anything you'd like to share with that as well?
Yeah, I think it goes back to the investment in yourself and in your
Yeah,
business. I think that,
yeah,
when I first started my business, I invested in a podcast coach, a LinkedIn
yeah,
coach, a sales
yeah,
coach. I
yeah,
had 5 coaches when I first
yeah,
started.
yeah,
And
yeah.
so I've been curating information and content, but don't be afraid to invest in yourself and in the business. If this is something you want to do,
Yeah.
you have to put a little skin in the game, because just saying you want to do it isn't enough.
Right, right.
And it's a commitment. It's a
Yeah,
commitment of time and resources. That's really
yeah,
what it is. And it's a
yeah,
commitment. It's a
yeah.
commitment also to honor yourself and your legacy as well, because if this is why you are here, if this is
Hmm.
like, so you want to go deep, like if this is the reason you're here,
Right,
then like what else is there? I never wanted to be one of those people that had regrets in life. Like,
right.
and a lot of people have things that are undone.
Yeah.
So if you have something undone right now, acknowledge it and figure out a way to
Hmm.
execute that thing,
Yeah,
because you don't want to get to the end of your days
yeah.
and leave the book like my father did to your daughter. Like, you want to finish your story. You want to be the one that finishes your legacy, not someone else.
Oh, that's wonderful. I love that. Julie, as you was talking, I was thinking about how important it is for us to think about the future, right, as well, and plan well, and do all the things we talked about earlier. But it's so important, guys, that you have a good impact of your business. But also, too, if you have an idea, right, if you have an idea, you have a business, that you secure that. And the reason why I was talking about that, Julie, I wanted to have you say a few words, because not everybody can be your coach or your mentor. Can you talk a little bit about that? Because some people say, "Man, I didn't get the right coach. I didn't get the right mentor." Can you talk a little bit about that process on how to pick the right mentor, coach, or even confidant to help you in your business growth as well? Talk a little bit about that.
Yeah, I think that you need to figure out, does this person have a program that will support my needs? Think about what it is you're looking for, what it
Hmm.
is you want to accomplish,
Yeah,
and make sure that that coach can give you examples and show you how you're going to get those things done.
yeah,
And so also, be careful of the big box, high ticket
yeah.
programs where,
Right,
yeah,
right.
I've seen these programs, $20,000, da, 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 and it's like,
Yeah,
okay, what are you doing for $20,000?
right.
And so
Yeah,
having a real person
yeah.
that is not going to be so shiny,
Right,
maybe,
right,
might be what you want to do, and get with some
yeah,
real people, find a
yeah,
community
right.
that you love, and but just don't do it alone.
Yeah,
Get
absolutely.
guidance.
Absolutely, Jude. I was thinking about that touch factor, where we can touch you. We can literally, if we're in your program, we can literally touch you or talk to you, on a proper schedule course. But we can do that. Yeah, that's powerful right there. I think that's so important. And I think that's what's missing is the relationship building of business as well. That's
Yeah.
so important, and I think that's what we do well. And so glad that you're doing that as well. So guys, you have to have somebody you can trust, you can touch, you can call, set up an appointment, and ask the questions, and not go through 50,000 people to get the question you want, because nothing wrong with the other programs. I don't want to knock those, because there's a place for those as well. But I don't think you get the touch factor, Julie, like they would
Yeah.
with you. Yeah,
Yeah, and like that's one thing that drives me crazy, is
yeah,
that like you're gonna send me 17 videos and
yeah,
I'm gonna read
yeah, yeah,
17 things, and I'm
right.
just like, I can't. All right, you've
Exactly.
lost me already. You've lost me. I'm gone, and
Exactly.
I'm too busy to watch your 17 videos, but I
Right.
can come to a live program where you're gonna like talk to me and be a real
Yeah,
human. Like,
yeah,
this
yeah.
is real. This is
Right.
real right now, and I'm
Yeah.
real. I'm not an AI version of myself. And so
Amen.
I think that there's going to be a price for that in the future, where we want the real person. We want to hear the real advice. And
right. And also the why. I had to add the why factor to my podcast. Why are we talking about all this, right? It's so important, folks, that we have a why behind what we do. We don't just talk to be talking, but Julie, always bring out my little card here. This is one reason why we do it, folks, right here. Because you matter, right? And we try not to play with people. People matter. Julie matters, I matter, you matter out there, folks. And it's so important that we give you the right information, right? And the right counsel, right? And if we can't do it, we'll get you to somebody else, because we got a tremendous network of people that can help you. We don't do everything, guys, so we can help you in that area as well. Well, Julie Riga, I want to give you some final thoughts. Anything else you want to say before we wrap that time up? Thank you so much. Wow, this has been great.
Thanks. I guess that's it. I'm always going to go back to, if the world falls down on your shoulders, brush it off and keep going your way. Stay on course.
Hey, man, I love it. I love that wonderful story about your dad. Wow, that was so awesome, man, to see that. And the fact that we are benefiting from what he asked you to do and what he has imparted into you as well. I was going to ask you, do you have some siblings as well that are fired up as well as you are?
Yes, I have a sister.
Oh, I love it. How's she doing? She doing well?
Yep, she's doing well.
That's great. Good to hear that. Well, Julie, thank you. Julie Riga, ladies and gentlemen, she is a speaker. She's also a wonderful trainer, leadership coach, certified. She's also a learning consultant, author, and podcast host as well, guys, a musician and a vocalist, so she can write music and play it back to you at the same time. I love it. That's wonderful. Well, Julie, thank you so much for being on Power Connections with Kevin Vaughan today. We just enjoyed you. We trust that some folks will definitely go to the website, guys. I want at least 500 folks. I got 500. My friends over, at least 500 folks from around the globe. There's only 8.6 billion, so I think we can get 500 folks between now and the end of the year to contact Julie, guys, on the network. I got my friends over in Norway. I got UK, we got Asia, right? We got Africa, we got, of course, United States as well. And off the United States, all the different Puerto Rico folks. I want you guys to contact and learn more. Just ask questions, right? You say, hey, Julie, tell me more about this. I'm excited about starting my business. I understand you do some great work. Do some research, guys. Go to the website. It's probably the best way to do it right there. Go to the website and start there. Sign up, get your appointment in place, guys. And we're excited about that. Wow, what a great day. Well, Julie, hold on a minute as we wrap up here. Appreciate your time today. Julie, have a great rest of the day. Be productive, as my mentor would say, be productive, but also be on purpose, right? I love it. Hey, hey, thank you so much. Hey, ladies and gentlemen, thank you for joining me today, and I appreciate you so much. Hey, as my mentor would say, Julie, remember to always outlove, outserve, and outforgive each other, guys. And remember, there's nothing you can't do with the right consultant. And there she is right there, Julie Riga, ladies and gentlemen, can help you get started properly and where you can get your success to where it needs to be. It's going to be a great 2026, but we want you to be ready for 2030, right? Because it's coming too, guys. And we want you to be successful and also be very, very understanding of what you're doing in your business so you can grow and help others grow as well. I know a lot of us have worked before, but guess what? You can actually become the employer, all right? Start employing others, right? But to do that, you're going to need a Julie Riga to help you navigate that process, guys. So thank you so much for your time. And once again, Julie, thank you for your time today as well.
Thank you so much.
Amen. Hey, guys, don't forget to share this out on all your social media platforms. And I thank you in advance, and we'll see you next time on Power Connections with Kevin Vaughan. God bless you, everybody. Have a great day. Take care. Appreciate your time today.